The term trolling as we know it today can be traced as far back as December 14th, 1992. It was within a news group on Usenet, where the comment, "Maybe after I post it, we could go trolling some more and see what happens," appeared, using the term trolling within its modern online context. The popularity of the term trolling has since contributed to its widespread usage to label an enormous amount of varying behavior. Of course, you have the standard provocative comments, but you also have rickrolling, messing with people in real time, manipulating data, challenging people, challenging laws, releasing fake information, catching security flaws, hacking, doxing, swatting, and so much more. We as a society tend to use the word quite liberally, and all of these behaviors are being called trolling or having been done by trolls, at least to some sort of audience. It does effectively convey a concept, which is the whole point of language, and I can't blame a person for using it when so many other people do as well. But the word in some cases is being used incorrectly by definition, all while associating behaviors with each other that range quite greatly from one another, swatting to rickrolling, with the most notorious behaviors that are being called trolling frequently coming to dominate how it's perceived by the public and even by politicians, using the word as a face for new laws. We are living in a world where governments are creating laws around trolling, where news companies latch on to familiar words to spread and profit from stories, where people call themselves trolls or say they are trolling when they are not, and vice versa, where many people don't even realize what trolling can actually be applied to, and where people frequently think trolling is just bad. So in this video, we're going to look at the definition of trolling, contextualize it a bit, look at if some of the previous examples are actually trolling or not, and to use these understandings to hopefully allow us to more accurately identify trolls and trolling. So let's start with the definitions. Trolls and trolling within their online context are defined by Oxford dictionaries as follows. As a noun, a troll is a person who makes a deliberately offensive or provocative post online. As a verb, trolling is make a deliberately offensive or provocative online post with the aim of upsetting someone or eliciting an angry response from them. So somebody can be a troll without trolling, but trolling always makes them a troll. Now, it's important to recognize that English lexicographers most frequently attempt to identify trends. They don't control English. The widespread usage of the term trolling has conditioned its application outside of situations it was initially coined for. But I do believe these mentioned parameters are important, particularly because these terms are being used to describe so many different things that they're becoming meaningless. Trolling is becoming a redundant word that doesn't add anything of substance when it comes to understanding those who are performing behaviors that are being called trolling. In other words, if almost anything is trolling, using it to describe people says little about them. And that can be a problem when people think of it as exclusively a synonym for bad online behaviors. So let's take a closer look at the definition, each particular part. It must be an online interaction, specifically an online post. The post must be offensive or provocative in nature, with the aim of upsetting or angering. Success does not necessarily matter, but intent does. Without this, each one of these being checked off, it's not trolling. It's something, but not trolling. So let's work our way through some of the previous examples with these points. And I'm sure some of this might seem obvious, but it's worth addressing. If the incident is not online, it's not trolling. Messing with people through media interactions in real time, be that in person, through voice chats, phone calls, or through controlling a character like in a video game, it's not trolling. It might meet some of the criteria, but if it's not an online post within itself, even if you record it and put it online as a post, it doesn't necessarily meet the definition. Something similar can be said for swatting. Trolls may swat people, but the action within itself doesn't make them trolls, nor is it trolling. It's swatting. We already have a word for that. But news organizations are still quick to call swatters trolls. But if the offensive or provocative occurrence is not happening through an online post within itself, when that phone call is made or that SWAT team busts down your door, it's not trolling. And the list goes on. People messing with Shia LaBeouf's "He Will Not Divide Us" interaction in person, not trolling. Anonymous protesting the Church of Scientology on the street, not trolling. That post part is another big factor here. The manipulation of online polls is not necessarily trolling. 4chan, for instance, has built up quite a reputation manipulating online polls, ranging from naming a new Mountain Dew to voting Kim Jong-un Times 2012 Person of the Year, though both organizations ignored it. You also have the Bodie McBoatface name voting for a boat incident, which was done by a different group of people. To call voting manipulation, or data manipulation trolling really seems to be a stretch on the concept of an online post. Even accusations over Russian trolls are, or should be, in reflection to online content that is posted, not the act of allegedly manipulating election results directly. Beyond that, trolling and hacking share a weird relationship. Some people are quick to differentiate the two, some conflate the two. Hacking is hacking. It's not innately trolling, it's not an online post. They're not necessarily doing it to outwardly offend people as well. Some people use hacking to subsequently troll people. This then brings us to a matter of intent. Not everything is immediately offensive or provocative. Many memes and online jokes have transcended trolling or never were that. Bait and switch memes like Rickrolling or the Manning face meme are not really offensive or provocative in most cases, or at the very least intending to anger or upset someone. Most times it's just a joke. And even if somebody does respond negatively, it doesn't mean the person who put it out there was intending for that. That's why context around intent is important. Most online jokes and pranks are just that. They may very well not be trolling. So with everything said so far, when it comes to exposing security flaws, doxing, or releasing fake information, these actions within themselves are not innately trolling. They can occur independently from trolls, but also be done by trolls. weev is a well-known internet troll who discovered a flaw in AT&T security. He did not try to troll AT&T with it. And when the FBI put pressure on AT&T to participate in an indictment of weev, there was an indication that they were not really upset or really wanted to go after him. He's an internet troll that did this, but this does not define him as an internet troll. Though trolls can use security flaws to subsequently troll people with, even if it happens down the line. In the 2014 The Fappening incident, somebody released private and frequently revealing photos of celebrities on 4chan. There were then multiple individuals from the public who went on to use these photos to subsequently troll people with. Doxing is frequently a form of trolling and can be done by trolls. But it's gotta be online and it's gotta have the right form of intent. When Jake Paul doxed Post Malone by exposing license plates numbers and his address in a video he posted where he hand-delivered his merchandise to Post, if Jake is just that naive, then it was just doxing. If it was intentional, then it was definitely trolling. Though you will find most cases of doxing online is most definitely trolling. And Jake Paul would likely be a troll either way. And lastly, releasing fake information. What may seem to be documenting just drama may very well be staged to subsequently troll viewers themselves. Take the Joey Salads incident when he staged a group of black men destroying a car because it had Donald Trump stickers on it. The video was fabricated to be offensive and provocative, all while deliberately intending to upset and anger people. Once it was posted online, it was trolling, and many other things. Are all fake things posted online trolling? No. I mean, have you been to Reddit, Twitter, Tumblr? These places are full of people who post fake stuff for karma, retweets, and notes. So again, context is key. But if the video documented something that was real, would it still have been trolling? And that brings us to the final part of this video. Because the answer is yes, it would still be trolling. You see, there is nothing about the definition of trolling that insinuates that it's only trolling if said troll is being a bad person. The label troll is frequently applied to negative people, the haters. But really, it's anybody who posts something that is provocative or offensive. And if they're looking for an angry or upset response, they are then trolling, even if that response isn't intended to be directed towards themselves personally, but rather the content that they are posting. And that's a significant takeaway here. We live in a world overcrowded by trolls because we live in a world that gives almost all of us an online platform to share offensive and provocative things. And it's not just the users, it's also the content creators. News organizations, for example, find a lot of success in trolling, taking offensive and provocative content or making it into that, and summarizing it all into a little package that they can post so that way we can post. To then upset and anger the people around us over insert whatever issue. Frequently, we comment and share things for just that reason. Studies back up that anger is among the most influential emotions to get a response and share out of people online. And there's a market for it, whether what is being said is true or not. And this is something that goes far beyond the news organizations. But with that, all of that, it's paramount that we recognize that not all trolling is bad. I mean, we still need the news. We control people to get the word out about abuse, injustice, danger, and so on, utilizing the upset and angry emotions of people to propel an important cause. We control people to make them realize that they are not immune to criticism, that they won't get away with something. We troll to let out our own frustrations when it comes to this digitally induced information overload that is the internet. Provocative and offensive posts are not just those that immediately harass people. They are also those that highlight and discuss offensive and provocative things within themselves. There is some bad trolling, there is some good trolling. But what we need to do is, as we find ourselves dealing with online problems, it's important to not just loosely use the terms trolling and troll to be the face of any given group of people online that are perceived to be bad, because we enable news organizations to politicians to condition a culture to fight something that by definition is not exclusively a bad thing. I believe that trolling has an identity crisis, and no doubt in some places around the world, that could be a dangerous thing. Could the anti-trolling fight be used to fight something else that is by definition also trolling? And that is just the English version. And that's the end of the video. My question for all of you is, what are your thoughts on trolling? Maybe you got something else out of this video. Maybe you disagree with my points. Let me know. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. And with all that said and done, my name's Dale, this is Think Fact, and remember, never stop learning and thinking. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like. That will really help me out. And feel free to check out some of my other content. Subscribe if you'd like, and ring that bell if you want to keep updated. I post videos pretty sporadically. Take care.